Cockpit preparation checks, please.
Battery switch.
On.
Panel lights.
Checked.
Parking brake.
Set.
Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel levers.
Cut off.
Speed brake.
Down.
Flaps.
Up.
Gear.
Down.
Lights test.
Tested.
Ground proximity warning system.
Light slope.
Tested.
External lights.
On.
Engine bleed.
Off.
APU bleed.
Off.
Aft number 1 fuel pump.
On.
APU.
Starting APU.
APU generator switches.
Are on.
Galley power.
Is on.
Equipment cooling.
Normal.
Emergency exit lights.
Armed.
Seatbelt no smoking.
On.
Window heat.
Are on.
Recirculation fans.
On.
Air conditioning pack switches.
Packs on.
Isolation valve.
On auto.
APU bleed.
On.
Trims.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Thanks.
IFR clearance.
Received.
Transponder.
Set and standby.
Autopilot speed settings.
Set.
Autopilot altitude.
Set.
Autopilot vertical speed.
Set.
Flight altitude.
Set.
Landing altitude.
Is set.
Taxi clearance.
Received.
Autopilot heading.
Set to runway.
Checklist complete.
Thank you. Before start checks.
Throttles.
Idle.
Auto brake.
Set to RTO.
Altimeters.
Set.
Flight director.
Is on.
Yaw damper.
Is on.
Fuel quantity.
Checked.
Fuel pump switches.
Are on.
Cabin doors.
Closed.
Duct pressure.
Checked.
Air conditioning pack switches.
Off.
Anti-collision lights.
On.
Taxi lights.
On.
Checks complete. Ready for pushback and engine start.
Ground from cockpit.
Go ahead.
Ready for pushback.
Okay, steering pin inserted. Please release brakes.
Starting brakes are released. Starting
Okay,
engine
pushing
number
back
2.
and all engines clear for startup.
Starter cutout. Starter cutout.
Set parking brake.
Okay, the parking brake is set.
Towing system is removed. Please wait for my hand signal on your left-hand side. Bye-bye.
Let's do the after start checks.
Engine start switches.
Set.
Engine generator switches.
Are on.
Engine bleed.
On.
APU bleed.
Off.
APU.
Off.
Pitot heat.
On.
Wing anti-ice.
On.
Engine anti-ice.
On.
Hydraulics.
On.
Air conditioning pack switches.
Packs on.
Checklist complete.
Thank you.
We will be showing our safety demonstration, and we'd like the next few minutes of your complete attention.
Welcome aboard. By now you've stored your carry-on baggage underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bin. Now for takeoff, please put your seat back upright and lock your tray table in place.
Also, you'll need to fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. Insert the metal fitting into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap.
Well, thank you very much for your attention, everyone. We hope you enjoyed our short video. And we'll just invite you to relax and enjoy our flight.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Before takeoff checklist.
Landing lights.
Are on.
Runway turn-off lights.
Are on.
Strobe lights.
On.
Wing and wheel well lights.
Are on.
Flaps.
Checked.
Transponder.
Set.
Cabin crew.
Is notified.
Takeoff clearance.
Takeoff clearance received.
Before takeoff checks complete.
Okay, here we go. Takeoff power set. Airspeed active. $80 knots. V1, rotate. V2, off,
Taxi lights.
off,
Wing and wheel well lights.
off.
Checklist complete.
Thank you. Climb checks, please.
Landing lights.
Off.
Seatbelt signs.
Checked.
Autopilot speed settings.
Checked.
Checks complete.
Okay. Approach checks.
Landing weight and data.
Check.
Precision height.
Set.
Auto brake.
Set.
Autopilot speed settings.
Check.
Runway turn-off lights.
On.
Taxi lights.
On.
Wing and wheel well lights.
Or on. $2,500.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we request that you install your electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. We also ask that you extinguish all smoking materials. In final preparation for landing, please make sure your seatbelts are straight up, your tray tables are straight, and any carry-on luggage you may have brought on board with you, which underneath the big corner viewer and an overhead bin. The cabin connects will be passing through the cabin remain in touch with
Autopilot heading.
Set to runway.
Autopilot speed settings.
Checked.
Flaps.
Set.
Autopilot speed settings.
Checked.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. Cabin crew, seats for landing. Flaps.
Set.
Cabin crew,
Is notified.
approach checklist complete.
Before
Thank
landing checks.
you. Gear.
Gears down, locked. 3 green.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Altimeters.
Set.
Airspeed.
Checked.
Flaps.
Set.
Checklist complete.
1,000.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Nice landing, buddy.
Thanks. After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Up.
Speed brake.
Down.
Landing lights.
Off.
Runway turn-off lights.
Off.
APU.
Starting APU.
Engine start switches.
Off.
Strobe lights.
Off.
Wing and wheel well lights.
Are off.
Checks complete.
Okay.
We also ask that you keep the odds clear of any carry-on baggage. The termination of our flight this morning, so we ask that you check seat back pockets, closets, and overhead bins for any articles you may have brought with you. Extra care should be taken when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of your entire flight crew, it's been our pleasure serving you this morning. Have a pleasant day.
Well, we walked away from another one, sport. Let's do those parking checks.
Parking brake.
Is set.
APU generator switches.
On.
Fuel levers.
Cut off.
Flight director.
Off.
Yaw damper.
Off.
Fuel pump switches.
Or off.
Galley power.
Off.
Emergency exit lights.
Off.
Seatbelt. No smoking.
Off.
Cabin doors.
Open.
Hydraulics.
Off.
Wing anti-ice.
Off.
Engine anti-ice.
Off.
Pitot heat.
Off.
Window heat.
Or off.
Recirculation fans.
Off.
Air conditioning pack switches.
Off.
Isolation valve.
Closed.
Engine bleed.
Off.
APU bleed.
Off.
Anti-collision lights.
Off.
Taxi lights.
Off.
External lights.
Or off.
APU generator switches.
Off.
APU.
Off.
Panel lights.
Off.
Battery switch.
Is off.
Checklist complete.
Okay, thank you. Let's get out of these buckles and get some serious drinking.